So, are we moving on to our Iron Man
We're moving
portion of the
on
show?
to the MCU ranking, specifically Iron Man.
I have more to say about chicken nuggets than I do MCU.
I'm excited for this. My rating is quite interesting, I think.
So
I had to change it. I had to convert it because I had thought it was going to be out of 100.
I also have notes, additional notes that I think should be taken into consideration in case of tiebreakers down the line.
So, I was gonna say, we have our own Google Doc that we all shared right here, and you guys can fill it out as we're going along. I don't.
Oh, my bad.
You can fill. You can fill it out right now. Fill it out as you go on. It doesn't matter because I am gonna go over the whole fucking movie. I did write down everything.
All the notes.
I mean everything. But for the people
Okay.
at home who can't see the thing, we're gonna have a score of out of 100. And each category is 10 points, and the categories are story, action / fighting sequence, visual / CGI, performance, music / score, villain, cinematography, enjoyment, Marvel impact, and overall. How much did you just enjoy the movie personally? You know.
Oh shit! I forgot cinematography.
Hey,
Cinematography.
so did everyone do their homework? Huh? Did everyone watch this?
I watched it about a half hour before we went live.
Oh Lord.
As he was
nice and fresh.
as he was doing other things. I remember one time.
No, I thought I was eating chicken nuggets.
He crammed for this for his homework. He crammed for
Yeah.
class.
I did.
I remember one time Slungabin was yelling at me to watch The Wrestler for a long ass time. And I told him I watched it, but I was doing other things. Like, no, you're supposed to pay attention to it. What are you doing? He was all mad at me.
Mad.
Bro, like, I was watching. I got the highlights. All right, you guys ready?
Feel it.
So
Sure.
I do have a long ass thing, but you guys stop me and interrupt me at any point. I do not care. We'll stop and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But it is a long ass thing, so stop me. When you're like, I want to talk about that, about how much
I
fucking
get it back.
got me.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, movie starts with a convoy through Afghanistan while hearing AC/DC through a boombox. I thought that was pretty interesting. Apparently, Humvees don't have stereos. So he starts having battle with the soldiers, and he almost slept with. He almost went 12 for 12 for last year's cover models for Maxim. The soldier asked,
Establishing the playboy aspect of him.
"That's right, what a playboy."
Yes. Slutty Tony Stark, as I refer to him.
Did he call him?
Slutty Tony Stark.
Slutty
Oh
Tony.
yeah.
We get Slutty Tony in this version of Iron Man.
Yeah.
The soldiers ask for a pick, and boom, they get ambushed. Tony leaves the Humvee and tries to call for help. Oh, but for that, I thought I put it in. There's a guy that's right outside the Humvee. They just get slaughtered, like with all these bullets.
Oh.
He just gets fucking just started like I don't know what to call it. What's it called when
Swiss cheese.
Yeah, there we go, Swiss cheese. Tony leaves the Humvee and tries to call for help while a Stark Industries missile lands in front of him and explodes in his chest. Stark passes out and wakes up in the middle of those beheading videos we saw as kids.
Yeah. I like how he's got like some futuristic LG phones. Like, oh, landscape mode on my camera.
So, and also he had like some protective like chest armor when he opened it up, like he had a like Kevlar or
It did
something.
nothing.
Yeah, that was what was the point of this? It was
Yeah.
was it gonna be
It was bleeding
worse?
through. You can see blood surgery. Like it did nothing.
Okay. Okay. So there we go. Intro.
Shrapnel, man. It was just the shrapnel, little bits of
Those
metal.
little bits.
Little bitties got through.
Then we get the Iron
Big
Man
bitties
title.
didn't get through. That's good. You don't want the big bitties.
That's what
Those
kills
are
you.
bad bitties.
The little bits.
Yeah. Big bitties are bad. Little bitties, kind of bad.
We get the Iron Man title. Then we have a montage showing Tony's life. Both parents died, and Obadiah Stane is put in charge. Tony turns 21, is in charge of Stark Industry, taking it away from Stane. Colonel Rhodes gives a speech and an award to Tony, but he's gambling. Stark is at the craps table and asks for Rhodes to blow on his dice. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. There's a key point here. I would like to point out another one of my notes. We get Terrence Howard.
God, Terrence Howard. What
Machine.
what a perfect Colonel Rhodes.
Sorry.
He was great.
I love him
I-
so much. Uh-huh.
I missed a few things. I'm sorry. All right, so Back in Black intro song. Okay, when he takes the picture with the soldier, he says, "Don't put this on your MySpace."
No gang signs.
And
no,
then
no, peace. I
he
love
gets,
peace.
and he notices that the missile that gets shot at him is a Stark missile, so it's blown up by his own missiles for the lulz.
Yeah. Get the Stark Industry missile with the extreme zoom on it, with the boom, the fucking Sam Raimi zoom on it.
So they're establishing like the comedy, like the comedy part of the MCU that will, the common thread that puts this all together.
Until we
The
get to the
jokes.
later ones where it's not funny. They're just not funny.
keep going,
Blowing his dice. He craps out. Tony is stopped by the reporter, the Happy called Hot, and it's called the Merchant of Death. By the way, I thought there was a lot more Happy in this movie. Not that much Happy.
Nah, not at all.
For some reason, I remember him being in it a lot more. Stark is ready to lose a couple hours of sleep with her, and then the James Bond music kicks in. The reporter wakes up in the Malibu beach house and tries to change the thermostat. She never do. Never change the thermostat.
Ever.
Oh, key point. Back to Slutty Tony. We got more Slutty Tony here.
Oh, yeah.
And I stand for reporter. Not even present when she wakes up. Has Jarvis wake up.
Wake up, girl.
Max Tony status right now.
I like the joke where Pip, what's her name?
Pepper.
Pepper Potts.
Pepper. She says, "Yes, I do whatever Tony Stark needs, including taking out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you need?"
Wow. I love it. We get it. Call it Catty Pepper. We'll get in this version of Iron Man.
Man Whore, Tony, and Catty Pepper.
Slutty Tony.
Slutty Tony. It's the Tony is downstairs listening to suicidal tendencies while working. Pepper is talking about Stark's to-do list and it's her birthday. Happy and Tony race to the airport after being 3 hours late. Rhodes is indifferent to Stark being late. Rhodes thinks he's Tony's babysitter and doesn't want to drink. Then Uncle Rhodes comes out and is doing the shoulder lean on Stark while the flight attendants start to strip and a strip report comes out of the ground. All that shit happens on the plane. Fucking
Yeah. Again, Slutty Tony.
Yep.
Very fun. Lots of fun.
God.
And keep pointing out. There's a theme here.
Every time Colonel Rhodes comes out, I'm just like, you were supposed to be War Machine this whole time, but they wanted more money or something like that. I forgot why he got replaced.
I mean, they might as well just written the character out because Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle's no good.
But
anyways,
I don't like Don Cheadle's War Machine.
Yeah, he's not a
action hero.
a soldier action guy who deserves to be in the suit. Yeah, he's not intense. He's funny. He's funny in the other ones.
All the parts that are cut out of this movie though are when every time Tony Stark does like a pound of cocaine. Like that's like obviously not shown.
We're missing that part.
The adult version of this movie hasn't been.
Oh, he wanted to be paid more. Got it.
Let's see.
They're like, "Is your name Robert?" And you're not getting paid more.
Tony is showing off his missile. Talks about war and having a bigger stick. That's how Dad did it. And that's how America does it. The missile launches into a bunch of little projectiles, and a sonic boom goes to the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jericho. And thinking back, like watching the movie right there, where Dwayne has the scene up right now. I thought the explosion was way bigger for some reason in my head, and like looking back at it, it's like it's the sonic boom that comes and like knocks all the wind and knocks people's hair off and stuff. But for some reason, I just thought it was like a huge like explosion, and like no, just da 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 da, but this with a big sonic boom.
One Jericho missile.
One missile.
Mm-hmm. 1,000 warheads in it.
Which is like, we'll get to it, but I'm like, you're supposed to build one of those. It's just like, so fucking stupid.
We've given you all you need to build Jericho missile.
Like, how would you know, fucker? How would you know?
Potholes.
We got everything. We got everything, guys.
Potholes.
Let's see.
I mean, is it though?
Then they're like, whatever you need, let us know. It's like, are you gonna go buy it at like
make us a list?
Kmart? Like, what the fuck are you gonna get this stuff?
No, like make us a list. Put the Jericho missile on there, just so let's see if they can go.
It's like that one meme where he's explaining to the guy on the computer, and he goes,
fuck, that's right. Let's
Got it.
see. Rhodes tries to talk to Tony. Oh no, wait. Obadiah calls Stark and tells him the presentation went well. Rhodes tries to talk to Tony and tells him to go right in the other Humvee because it is the fun V. So it's already Tony's fault that he probably got to get saved by Rhodes.
Nope.
Rose would have died like everyone else in the damn truck.
I did see
Yeah.
a deleted scene because if you remember, all the Humvees it's a convoy. They're all going together, and it's a deleted scene of like him talking to Rhodes on the side, like, "Oh, I need some help," and I was like, "Stay there, Tony, I got you," and shit like that. But it was like, I guess the scene ran too long. Like, we don't need this in there.
We didn't
The
explain how he survives.
the ambush happens and we're all cut up. We're all back to the beginning. Tony looks like shit and pulls out a long ass cable from his nose. That was fucking disgusting.
Oh yeah.
I felt it in my chest coming out of it.
There's a spot in that scene where there's like a little dust that comes out of his fucking nose. Dust. I'm like, oh yeah, that was definitely in there.
Ugh.
Stark tries to turn around but realizes he's hooked up to a battery. He removes his bandages and sees a huge chunk of metal in his chest. Stark gets told the device is an electromagnet and it's keeping the shrapnel from entering his heart. The capturers come in and tell Tony that they want him to build a Jericho missile. Stark refuses and they start to drown him, and Tony gets a flash of pepper while that's happening. They bring Tony outside and see all his weapons outside the cave. They want a list of everything Tony needs to build a missile, and they promise to let him go, but Stark doesn't believe him. He's like, yeah, we'll let you go right now. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be. Tony Stark. Yeah, Stark gets a pep talk from his prison buddy and realizes that he's either way he's gonna die. Stark gives a list of everything he needs. Prison buddy speaks a bunch of languages.
Why are you calling him prison buddy?
Because he hasn't given his name yet at this point. We go through all this thing. He saves his life. We don't know what this guy's name is.
Okay.
That's why prison buddy speaks a bunch of languages and tells Tony that they've been captured by a group called the Ten Rings. Percy, how mad are you that they're called the Ten Rings?
Let's not talk about that. Keep going.
I don't get it.
Go over it, Percy.
No. Just keep going. I'll go into a rant mode. Just go.
Just quick, 10 Rings are another group of people and another weapon, and it's been other things, right, in Marvel?
Reference to
Yes.
another thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Reference.
Another
This
terrorist.
sounds cool. Let's just use it.
Another terrorist.
Yeah.
Stark starts to get to work and is being watched like in Big Brother. Prison buddy's name is Jensen. Very important man, Jensen.
The most important character ever in the MCU universe.
That's right.
Sets it all off.
He's Jensen.
Without him, nothing happens. There's no universe. Iron Man doesn't feel bad, and therefore nothing happens.
That's right. He gave him the pep talk.
Sure, there's a what if episode about Jensen not being there for Tony. Tony died.
Or Tony survives, but still doesn't give a shit about.
He's like,
yeah.
I got out of that jam, you know.
He's like, there are no good people in the Middle East. I don't care. Not even one named Yintin.
Bring the strippers.
Where the Afghani strippers at?
Yeah. Never comes out of his slutty Tony phase.
Tony builds a mini arc reactor and shows the plan to build a suit. The guards are still watching him put this glowing thing in his chest, and they say nothing.
By the way, like
they don't say a fucking word.
Yeah, they're just watching him build the suit.
He's like,
It's clearly not a missile.
No,
Well, they don't know that.
They ask him later on, like, what is he building? He's like, a Jericho missile. I don't fucking know.
Does it require a helmet and a mask?
That's what it looks like, right?
Yeah, my favorite part is right after that they're like watching Tony on the cameras, and they have like a picture of the Jericho missile. Like, is that what he's doing?
Yeah,
what part is this?
Maybe it's backwards. You're looking at it backwards.
Let's see.
It looks like a fucking shoe, guy. Like, that does not look like a missile. It looks like a leg.
There's a scene about family, about when Jens is gonna go and see him again. Tony asks about his family and tells him that he's a man that has everything but has nothing.
I forgot about Tom Morello shooting at Iron Man.
Yeah. Morello sighting, major key point. Thank you, Slunk. I almost forgot. That's another one of my notes.
He's in there. Where is he?
Yeah, he's one of the 10
What
ring
movie are you
members.
watching?
I'm taking notes,
I
man.
I remember totally forgetting that fact, and then I was watching it, and I was like, that guy looks like Tom Morello. I was like, let me check. Oh yeah, that is Tom Morello.
That's Morello. Morello plays a goon.
Let's
Yeah, he's a
see. The main guy from the 10 Marines comes to talk to Tony and Jensen, touches the arc reactor and still says something about it. Talks about his time. It's his time to roll now. Picks up a hot coal and asks Jensen what they're working on, but Tony says he needs Jensen. The main baddie tells Tony that he has until tomorrow to finish. Tony finishes the helmet and it's suit up time. That's one of many suit up times, you know. If you're gonna watch an Iron Man movie, it's all about suiting up. He's like Neil Patrick Harris. Two guys try to get in the room, but is booby trapped with an explosion. There's a hacker man scene that starts, and the program has to finish. Jensen thinks they need more time and fires shots into the air as a distraction. The guards run away until Jensen sees all the other soldiers. There's a big action escape scene that happens. Stark finds a dying Jensen, and Jensen says that his family is dead. Don't waste it. Don't waste your life. And that's the end of Jensen. Bye, Jensen. We're not going to hear about you again, right?
And that's where Tony's heart grew 3 times larger.
Outside the cave, a bunch of soldiers are pointing all the weapons as Tozy in the suit comes out. Tony uses a flamethrower on the soldiers and all of that the Stark Industry weapons. Everything's on fire and explosions are happening as the suit is on his knees, and Tony pushes a button for the suit to fly out. The suit crashes and Tony is pretty much fine with a couple of bruises.
Yeah, okay, that part. So he's launched in the air, he's going full speed, and he smacks into the ground, but the suit falls apart, and that was the cushion? Like, huh?
Yeah, then you see that one glove he put on before putting on the arm thing.
Realism in a Marvel comic book movie right now, person. Is that what you're doing?
But this is up to like the Fast and Furious levels of like landing on a car and you're fine because it softened the blow.
I hope you don't forget when they space travel, Percy.
Space travel was real.
There yet.
Space travel was real.
This is the first movie, all right?
Time travel. Let's not even get there yet.
But keep going. But yeah.
Stark is walking through the desert when the helicopter shows up. Colonel Rhodes is there to see him and asks Tony, how was the fun V? That was pretty good. Your friend who's gone for a couple of months and you're like, hey, how was that trip?
That was really inappropriate.
That was hilarious.
Stark and Rhodes get out of the airplane back in the US and are greeted by Happy and Pepper. Happy asks where to, and Pepper says to the hospital, while Tony wants an American cheeseburger and a press conference. Cheeseburger first.
Burger King.
Tony, yep. You can get Burger King first. We find out that Tony was captured for 3 months. That was a long ass time. That didn't feel like that long of a time. Took him 3 months to build the suit.
And they thought he was alive the whole time. That's another thing.
Is that you get 2 week stops, right? In the desert.
Yeah.
Like 3 months later, he's stumbling in the desert, and they're still looking for him.
I think it's because they saw the explosions. You know, they were monitoring the area, so all the explosions happened, and they're like, "Oh, shit's going down." That's probably Tony doing something.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tony arrives outside the press conference with a big bag of Burger King and sees Obadiah. He says, "Where the fuck's mine?" Agent Coulson is talking to Pepper and is speaking on behalf of the Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division.
Really long name.
They want to talk about how Tony escaped. Stark wants everyone to get on the floor. Tony never got to say goodbye to his dad. He has daddy issues. Talk about the ambush and people using his weapons against them, against American soldiers. It was cool when he was, you know, using these, when it was for America, you know, big stick and all.
Yeah.
You think a lot of people are, they don't care until something happens to them. Then it's like, oh, this is what really matters.
So effective immediately, Tony is shutting down the weapons manufacturing division of Stark Industry. Everyone's surprised. Everyone Pikachu faced. Tony and Obadiah talk about the press conference while being near the big ass arc reactor. Obadiah says that's what we do. We're ironmongers. They never say what's his name or his villain name or whatever in this whole thing. Just let you. That was as close as you got. Oh,
Hey, who is he?
he's the Ironmonger.
Yeah.
But that's as close as you get. Hodiah says that's what we do. We're ironmongers. By the way, Jeff Bridges,
I was 8
Great.
years old when I realized that's what that is.
Jeff Bridges was amazing. This whole thing, I loved every
Yeah.
scene that he was in.
He was a good
Yeah.
actor. I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
but
he
that
was a
didn't-
good villain.
Ooh, you said the right things, Slunk. Good choice of words.
Villain points going down.
Performance, excellent.
Let's see. Tony wants Tony wants to look into arc reactor technology, and Obadiah says we only did that to shut the hippies. Obadiah wants to see the arc reactor on his chest.
He's like, "What are you, a hippie? Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see me make everybody sit down before I started to rap?"
Yeah, with all this, that's all this hippie shit. Obadiah wants
Eating a
Tony to
cheeseburger
lay
on the
low.
floor.
Yeah, more hippie stuff. Just lay low. Pepper watching Mad Money segment saying everyone should sell Stark Industries stock because they're a weapons company that doesn't sell any weapons. Tony wants help from Pepper with switching his arc reactor. This
I want
whole
to say that's so funny, the whole Mad Money thing, because it was kind of it was having become a listener of Mad Money since after watching this and not realizing what it was back then, and then realizing how funny it was, it made it funnier now.
so that's a real show, right? A real segment.
Yeah.
Is he like that
And the whole
outlandish?
stock name and everything, stock symbol. Like,
Yeah, didn't it come out that he was kind of like full of shit?
I mean, I
The
wouldn't say
whole
that.
like the whole
Right now-
the whole industry is like
everything kind of plummeted, and he was like saying, "You should buy this, you should buy that," and obviously, that didn't work out too well. So people were like, "Oh, he's a sham." I'm like, "Well,
what is it? Somebody said stocks is like astrology for men.
pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much."
I don't know about you, but I have 10 stocks in Tesla. I drink my Retrogate. Where are we? Mad Money. Tony wants help from
Money.
Pepper with switching the arc reactor. Pepper doesn't
Pepper's the
know
real hero.
what happened.
Pepper's the real hero in this movie.
Yeah, she does a lot of cool
Yeah.
shit.
Doesn't-
He does,
Wow.
but she's super impatient. Like she's pulling out the thing.
saves the hero. He saves his life.
She almost killed him.
She also doesn't know what operation is.
That's true.
That's on him. She's also out there too young for operation. No.
Let's see. Pepper pulls out the magnet, and Tony is about to die. She replaces it, and Tony tells her to destroy the old arc reactor. At an airbase, Rhodes is giving a field trip while Tony shows up. Talks about Spring Break '87, which is a really questionable whole thing that happened right there.
He's like, don't tell them this fake story that you've told a million times, which kind of makes it real potentially.
Yeah, if you laugh it off, then it's people, you don't get attacked for it. But if you defend yourself a lot. Whoa. There might be some truth to all this.
Yeah.
True.
Let's see. Tony wants Rhodes to be part of the project that he's working on, but Rhodes walks away from Stark. He's like, go get some rest. He's like, if Tony Stark asks you to do something, he does crazy shit. Why don't you go out and try to help him a little bit?
He's upset because I was thinking about why would he turn his best friend down in this situation? So I put myself in his shoes, and I was like, well, he works. They work with the government. They make weapons. That's what Mr. Rhodes does. Maybe he has stock options in the company.
Oh shit! He was like, oh
Think
fuck.
about that.
So much his plans are fucked now,
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Because Tony's on a fucking bender after being in captivity for months. He's got concussion. He's got CTE. He's pissed off. He's like, Tony, chill the fuck out, man. You're already fucking my money up.
But I want your
Right.
help, Rhodes. Come on, Rhodey, we're
No, I'm not gonna
boys. We're boys.
Nah, he's like, you went all hippie. I don't like that.
Back at the Malibu house, Tony starts working on Mark II. While in the desert, the leader and the people of the 10 Rings, find the helmet of the first destroyed suit. We go back to Tony working on the legs of Mark II. We switch to a hand cam of Tony testing out the rocket boots. He starts off at 10% and slams into the cement ceiling while the dummy robot army uses a fire extinguisher on him. That's one of my favorite scenes when he's
Dummy bot. Is it called dummy bot?
Dummy.
You spray it.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Goddamn dummy. He stole the show. Goddamn dummy.
Mm-hmm. He saves his life later.
Montage of Tony working on the arms of Mark II. Pepper shows up with a box and Tony tests out the new arm and smashes away. Something about like he has to go like full power every time on whenever he's working on something.
Yeah, push the limits, man. That's what he's all about.
Yeah, you got a new car. You're like, let's see what
Let's see what the baby got, you know?
let's see what it can do.
Do you know how to turn it on? No. Obadiah's upstairs playing the piano like a villain while delivering New York pizza. Obadiah says that the board of directors wants to remove Tony with an injunction. Tony gets mad because he's trying to do the right thing and not make weapons. Obadiah wants to help and wants the specs for the arc reactor on Tony's chest. Obadiah is a good guy and still offers Tony some pizza. That's true. He gives Tony here. You take 2 slices of this cold ass New York pizza because they live in LA.
That's
Yes,
a
I know.
play.
It tastes like ass.
Yeah, you saw him just pick up the 2 slices and nothing fell off of it. You know, it's all cold.
Yeah, true.
Back
Hey,
downstairs.
Jarvis, microwave this shit.
Heat the shit up, Jarvis.
God damn it.
Tony tries to fly at 1% thrust capacity. It works, but the dummy robot is still following Stark with the fire extinguisher. Tries again at 2.5% and hovers all over the expensive cars. He lands safely and he can fly now. Those cars are expensive. Did he burn those cars?
That's what I thought when I first saw it.
Yeah, but then he doesn't. Kind of
Yeah.
one of those things that
They
you're
didn't
not
follow-
supposed to pay attention to.
Yeah,
Well, like,
because like later scenes, you're like, that looks perfectly fine. But
Was he just
in
high
theory,
enough, you know?
And he has
No.
multiple, you know.
It's a lot of little thrusters, not one big. We get the first helmet scene with Jarvis. You get all the heads up display and him, Tony looking around and fucking in VR for the next movie. Tony suits up with his theme song, that almost Terminator song. Jarvis wants to power down, but Tony wants to fly. And Tony says, sometimes you have to run before you can walk.
I was like, oh, jeez.
Of course.
Tony flies out of the house. He goes to Santa Monica to watch kids eat ice cream. Tony decides to fly straight up, but starts to get frozen. Everything freezes and the suit powers off. Tony almost falls to his death, but he breaks off all the ice. Goes to the roof of his house and tries to land, but goes through the roof, the piano, and back down to the basement, landing on one of the cars. How
Oh, that hurt.
expensive is that car?
If that's an original Shelby Cobra, that's like maybe $250,000. Let me double check.
That's how much he was betting on the damn tables, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, no.
Pennies,
no
these cars.
biggie for this guy.
Let's see. Tony finally sees the. I've been reading.
Nothing.
Tony finally sees the package that Pepper left. It has the old arc reactor inscribed with proof that Tony Stark has a heart. Back with the 10 rings, they're trying to put the suit back together. These guys do not know how to work this fucking suit. Like, they've had this suit for like fucking months now.
They didn't even know he's building a suit.
Like, yeah. They were I bet they were still trying to build the Jericho missile from the fucking pieces. Tony fixes the freezing problem, and Jarvis talks about visiting other planets. Tony hears about his firefighter's family fun at the Disney Concert Hall and didn't get an invite. Jarvis starts painting Mark II with hot rod red and gold. And he's going to be back in 5 hours. Tony arrives at the event, says hi to Hugh Hefner, and talks to Obadiah. It's our first
Stan Lee.
our
Is
cameo.
that the first Stan Lee cameo?
Well, in this, but he was in like all the Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
I think he was in a couple of the X-Men's too.
Got it.
Wait, who?
Okay.
Oh,
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stan Lee was playing Hugh Hefner. Both men, I'm sure, got plenty of tail in their lifetime.
Hugh Hefner's a virgin.
I'm kidding. I don't know. Huh?
Hugh Hefner was a virgin
Oh yeah, he died a
Sure.
virgin.
through and through.
Oh.
That's right.
Touched a single woman.
He only had girlfriends.
Yeah, it was like without the stuff.
Let's see.
He didn't get high on his own supply.
Well, he was married and he had the girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
Inside the concert hall, Stark meets up with Agent Coulson and they still need to talk. Tony goes to Pepper and the flirting continues. Is it still, what were you calling him then? Slutty Tony?
This is the transition. We're transitioning away from Slutty Tony. He's had a near-death experience after being such a whore.
And he had that conversation with prison buddy.
Yeah. Prison buddy
Jensen.
talked some sense. So we're transitioning. This is the last we've seen of Slutty Tony. Sadly.
Yeah.
It was the fun
Slutty
Tony.
Tony is dead.
This is Slutty Tony. We will be missed.
How much fun he was having, right? That's all.
This is when you start thinking about settling down, like, oh fuck, all right, I can't be like that no more.
And he's literally not happy with the rest of this series.
Well, he made the point that like he has everything, but he has no one.
A man who has everything but has nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see. They start to dance. Things get heated. They go outside. Pepper pretty much calls him a man whore. They almost kiss but stop, and Pepper needs a drink. Tony goes inside to get the drinks and is approached by the hot reporter from earlier. The reporter shows.
Who is she? She looks very familiar.
Oh, the actress? I don't know.
Isn't she from Knocked Up?
Is that her?
Katherine Heigl?
No,
That's not her.
that's Katherine Heigl.
I don't know. I don't know who she is.
Christine Everhart.
That sounds like a name. I think I've heard that name before.
Yeah. Christine Everhart.
Isn't that what's Two-Face's name in Batman? The actor? Aaron Eckhart?
Aaron Eckhart.
Jones? Tommy Lee Jones or the other guy?
The real one, the good one.
I forget. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
I think it's like Aaron Eckhart. Not the same last name, right? Everhart.
Anyway.
Let's see. The reporter shows Tony photos of it. I think Guatemala just scored. Reporter shows Tony photos of the weapons being sold. Stark approaches Obadiah about the photos. Obadiah tells Stark that he was the one to file the injunction.
Bastard.
Well, he didn't need to tell him at this point, but I think Tony would have found out eventually, right?
Of course.
Maybe? He seemed to be hiding it pretty well to this point.
Yeah, because he's not going to any meetings. He doesn't give a shit about what's happening with the company. He probably could have held out a little bit longer.
I agree.
Back in the Malibu house, Tony's working on the arm while watching a news report on the 10 rings. Tony blasts out the windows and he gets a suit up scene with a new paint job.
I got it.
What'd you get?
She was also in Talladega Nights. She played his wife.
Ah, the wife. I love you, Ricky Bobby. Sign these.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Yeah. Dear Lord, baby Jesus.
You know, Jesus was a full-grown man.
I'm gonna do you right now on this table.
Oh, Prezi hasn't seen
it. I had to know.
Tony flies out to where the 10 rings are taking over a town. There's a dad that's trying to protect his family but gets separated from them. Dad gets stomped out by the second in command and is about to be blasted. Mark II lands in superhero pose and one guy starts to shoot him immediately. Shout out to that guy who, like, as soon as he saw man in the suit, started blasting. Da, da, da. I do not give a shit who this guy is.
He's like, fuck that. No.
We're not dealing with this. But all that meant nothing because
that's that average human reaction, man. I'm like,
but all that
metal suit dropped out, everyone's shooting at it.
But all that meant nothing because he was the first guy to get launched with a punch. He got punched and then knocked into like a wall on the second floor.
Iron Man was killing people right there.
Yeah, he was killing people left and right in this movie. Mark,
as he should.
Mark II starts destroying people with his beams from his hands. He's about to attack again, but the 10 rings are using citizens as human shields. Jarvis analyzes and takes out like 5 people with small projectiles. The second command is hiding and tries to make a phone call, but Mark II punches through a wall and pulls him through. Tony throws him to the crowd and tells him he's all yours. Good guy, Tony Stark. What if he?
You
What if,
kill him.
yeah. What if he still had like a gun and just like kill the rest of the people there?
Analyze.
He's like, oh fuck, that did look really cool. That did look really cool though, didn't it? So he pulled his gun out.
He's like, oh fuck, I gotta go back.
He's like, god damn it.
Stark flies away and Jarrus finds Jericho missiles, but out of nowhere, Mark II gets hit with the tank missile and crashes. The tank tries to shoot another one, but Mark II dodges it. Tony shoots a little rocket from his arm, and a huge explosion happens as he walks away because cool guys don't look at explosions.
It's right.
Tony goes up in the air, targets and destroys the Jericho missiles. That was probably one of like the best intro action scenes of a hero, right? I like that whole thing of him just blasting everybody.
Yeah.
Hero scene.
The U.S. government is freaking out over this attack. They call in Colonel Rhodes. Rhodes calls Stark to see if he's involved, but Tony is just driving with the top down and jogging. Two jets find Tony and they start to chase him down with missiles and a machine gun. The jets think they destroyed him, and Rhodes gets a call from Stark. Tony tells Rhodes that it's him in the suit. Mark II is holding onto a jet on the underside. The jet does a barrel roll and Tony falls off. And while he's falling off, he hits the other jet and the jet explodes. The pilot needs to eject, but the parachute wasn't working. So the pilot is falling to his death. Tony is chasing the pilot and the jet is chasing Tony. Tony saves the pilot by deploying the parachute. Stark asks Rhodes if he wants to see what he's working on, and Rhodes still declines. Rhodes says it was a training exercise, and Obadiah looks pissed. That was a crazy action scene. Like the fighting in the air, the pretty much dog fighting.
Yeah. Chase him down. It went supersonic, sir.
All the people in the government office or whatever the hell thing is, they're just so like, what do we do? They're listening to this one of their homies just fall to his death. It's not deploying, sir.
It was a good scene, though. Very good scene.
All the robots are trying to take the suit off of Tony, but Pepper catches him. She says, "Are those bullet holes?" That's the only question she has about that whole thing. Back in Afghanistan, Obadiah meets with the leader of the 10 Rings. This guy never gets a name, by the way. I never saw a name for him.
Nobody.
Just
This is nobody.
Just leader or
There's
leader
nobody
guy.
group of people.
Bald dude.
There's nobody character. The
Bald,
movie for forgettable, unimportant bill.
bald dude with a cool scar, pretty much. The 10 Rings have rebuilt the suit. The leader wants to give the design to Obadiah and wants Iron Soldiers in return. Obadiah uses the tool to paralyze the leader for 15 minutes, and it looks terrifying. that thing that he uses on him.
Holy crap! Your
you think
ears
those-
are bleeding. Fucking looks like your veins are gonna pop out of your head.
I remember when I first watched it, it was like I saw like all the veins and stuff like coming out of it, and I thought that was just part of his scar. I didn't realize that like they were growing still.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That's pretty cool.
Obadiah steals the suit and wants it recreated. Tony tells Pepper to get info back at Stark Industries. Pepper is like, nah, dog, and quits. Tony says that he shouldn't be alive unless it was for a reason. Pepper goes, okay, and takes the USB to Stark Industry. That was such a weird, like, yeah, no. Yeah, okay. Like, I get the reasoning behind it, but it was like, all right, okay, no. Okay, yeah. Pepper goes to Tony's office, plugs in the USB, and it does Hackerman BS. It finds all the illegal sales of the weapons, a project on Section 16, and a video from Faces of Death. Pepper uses the translate button on the computer, and it finds out it was Obadiah that set up the ambush. Conveniently, Obadiah walks into the office.
I love it. She's like, enter command, translate.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even a button. Like, it was a command she like typed out into like some random field that just pops up.
It just translates
Like-
for you, man.
Should be
And also,
like,
was
what
it
is this
me?
on VLC? Like, what program is she using? Is this a plugin? I need this.
How was it me, or did the translate sound just like, at least similar to the dude's voice? Like, how would you even know that? Wouldn't it be like a monotone random
Oh,
voice.
and like it sounded like them saying the words.
Yeah, I'm like gave like an accent too, like huh?
Yeah, wouldn't it be like in the Google Translate voice?
Right?
No, these are advanced weapon.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
manufacturing
You guys
companies.
have never tried to hide your assassination attempts
Yeah, but they can't be bothered to make a translate button.
within your company's information.
Yeah, let's save this here. It's a ghost, but it's a ghost file, Dwayne. It's a ghost file. She'll never find it. It's a ghost file.
Who? That Hackerman scene was just
Oh.
ridiculous to me too. Like, it just starts beeping, booping. Oh, I found it.
Oh, but if you don't see it
Super
right
quick.
away, it's a ghost file. So you have to go to the lowest level integer. Okay, Sony, whatever the fuck that means.
Pepper knows. Pepper knows.
You're just saying things. You're just reading your fucking calculus book out loud.
Let's see. Conveniently, Obadiah walks into the office, and an intense scene between both of them happen. Pepper hides a USB stick in the newspaper, and Obadiah wants the paper for the puzzle. Obadiah sees that Pepper downloaded something on the computer and is pissed. Pepper meets up with Amy Colson in the lobby, and they walk away together. Like, he sees
that
this.
drinks with Tony's good ass. I assume that was whiskey.
Tony always has the best stuff.
What do you think was in that bottle, Percy?
Let's see. Maybe a blue label.
Mm.
Sound like a blue label, or who knows? Maybe some McKellen.
Nah, he probably has some crazy shit that we don't even know about. It's
Hey,
like,
yeah. It's super rich stuff.
Whiskey.
Yeah, we don't get hit by that algorithm on
Can't buy that shit on Amazon. Obadiah is talking with the scientist near the big ass arc reactor. The scientist can't build the tech to power the suits. Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Get him, Jeff Bridges. I'm sorry, I'm not Tony Stark. You know, this is show Tony's smart. He's a smart guy, all right?
I know it's just so ridiculous that he built all this on his own. Like
Man.
that's so unreal. That is so not close to reality.
Nah,
Motherfuckers
man.
out here think that fucking Elon Musk like builds all the Teslas by hand.
He's our Iron Man, slunk, all right?
No. Elon is more like Obadiah.
Good point.
Is Bezos Iron Man? Is anybody Iron
Oh,
Man?
no.
No, nobody's.
No,
Nobody's Iron Man? They're all Lex Luthers?
The-
Damn
the working class is Iron Man.
Back at the Malibu house, Tony answers Pepper's call, and Obadiah uses the tool again to paralyze Stark. That shit's still terrifying.
Yup.
It looked worse on Tony. Like, he was super pale. in
There's
that
a
scene.
with his eyes wide
Yeah,
open.
he did look super pale.
Yeah, it was
Like they overdid the makeup a little bit.
They- They went back to his coke days with just like open eyes and shit. Like,
Just showed up a
Bender
picture of
Bobby.
cocaine and the makeup artist didn't do anything.
just stay there. Okay. Obadiah reveals that he set up the ambush on Tony. Obadiah uses a claw thing to pull the arc reactor from Tony's chest because he conveniently had that.
Yeah. I fit exactly, perfectly the circumference of that thing and was able to put it out perfectly.
I expected that thing to sound like, you know, when you're pulling a cork out of a bottle, that like that little pop. Like,
Drills. You can see him drilling in it. I don't know. Is it necessary? Doesn't it just unscrew and pop out anyway?
just
Isn't that how
Maybe-
you put it in?
Yeah, it looked pretty easy.
I'm pretty sure I watched Pepper literally just
Twist it.
click it in and then put it
Yeah,
in.
maybe he couldn't find the button to push.
It's like taking a beer bottle opener to a twisty bottle cap.
well, he thought he invented like something crazy, like a new mechanism. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna drill and fucking take it out.
Smoke comes out of it. Like, are you sure you're not breaking it? Like, how do you-
It would be
How did he-
damaged at that moment. He just destroyed it.
how would you do that?
Like, I got most of it.
Like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Obadiah wants to build new weapons with it and reveals that he has built his own suit, pretty much with blackjack and hookers. Rhodes and Pepper are on the phone and can't find Tony. Tony's struggling to get downstairs, and we get an extreme close-up of the old reactor that Pepper gave back to Tony. There's like 2 or 3 scenes in this movie where it's just like extreme close-up on certain things. It was the Stark missile, it was this old reactor, the old arc reactor. And there was one more. I think it was like at the door later on. I don't think I wrote that down. Tony can't get to it and looks defeated. Dummy robot gets the arc reactor for Tony. Good boy. Then smashes it open. Dummy for the win.
Woo. I mean, but one of the things.
Obadiah places the stolen. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Obadiah places the stolen arc reactor and puts it into the new suit he built. Rhodey shows up and wakes up Tony because he did put it in. He just needed a nap to recover, you know.
Didn't get unpasty.
Gotta take off all the makeup.
Take the makeup off.
Rhodes shows up, wakes up Tony. Rhodes tells Tony that Pepper is with Coulson and his agents. Tony says that's not enough. Pepper's at Station 16 with the agents, but her key card isn't working. Coulson blows up the door and tries to look cool while it blows up. I don't know if you guys saw that, but like he put the thing on the door, then he turns around like, all right. Watch this. And I don't understand what he's saying. Like, where's it going?
It was kind of like, I think it was like, oh, we do this all the time.
Yeah,
No big deal.
he's trying to be like Tony. Like, no, cool guys don't look at explosions.
Yeah, he's like, oh wait, how are we supposed to open doors? This is how I open all my doors. That's why all the bathroom doors are all fucked up.
Obadiah hears the explosion and he starts to get ready. He has his own suit up scene. Back in Malibu, Tony suits up with Rhodes looking. Rhodes sees another suit and says, next time, baby, but not for Terrence Howard.
Thank you all so much for being my friends.
And thank you, Alibaba, for that sub. We appreciate that so much.
Woo, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no, somebody anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah. It's Ali giving himself a sub.
Let's see. Pepper and Coulson find the old suit Tony made. Coulson jumps over a railing for no reason. Pepper finds Obadiah behind some chains in his giant suit. Obadiah takes out all the agents and Pepper escapes.
Okay, hold on. Backing it up real quick.
Yeah.
So, while the door was still closed, Obadiah was doing the last touch-ups on the suit, right?
Yeah.
Which wasn't in front of Chains. Okay, when he hears the explosion, he moves. How could they have not heard a giant robot move to behind some chains? Because nobody knew what it was. A fucking robot can ever see that? Like it's a cool looking scene because the behind chains is all dark and the eyes open up. But how did he just move over there?
No, he went over there and he saw like, all right, this is be so cool. It's gonna be so cool.
Had to blow the door open, right? Oh no, that was a different room.
No, so they're just looking for him after, because he's already like suiting up after the
Yeah, then she goes and
so he's all
her
cool.
key card on the door.
That's why that's where the thing explodes.
Maybe it's a soundproof room, Percy. Come on.
Yeah,
Scientific experience.
But he heard the explosion and the door opened, so the sound's gonna go through like that anyway.
I don't know, man.
Tony's flying to Pepper and Obadiah, and Tony finds out that the arc reactor is at 47%. Obadiah pops out through the cement ground to Pepper and fires her, pretty much. That was a cool scene when Obadiah was coming through the cement to the ground. He's like, "What's up, bitches? I'm right here." Tony comes in flying in and smashes into Obadiah. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's pretty. Tony Stark's getting Stain when he flies in and then kicks Obadiah or whatever he does.
Oh yeah.
They crash all the way to the freeway, while a mom and kids in a van get picked up by Obadiah. Tony moves all the power to his chest and blasts Obadiah, and Tony catches the van, but power is now at 19%. Tony drops the van. He lost all his power. He was at 47, went down to 19 with that blast.
On Unibeam. Unibeam's the big one.
Unibeam!
Honestly, you could have put that for the end. You should have beat him with a unibeam, but whatever. I didn't make this move.
Tony drops the van and the mom steps on all the gas. Tony's being dragged by the van and finally dislodges himself. Obadiah comes out of nowhere with his Hulk yell. Obadiah picks up a motorcycle that's trying to go in between both of them. Pretty much.
Obadiah definitely growls a lot.
Yeah, he turned into the Hulk, dude.
Hey, there's a lot of monster noises.
And that suit brought out the mongrel in him.
The Ironmonger. Throws it back at Tony. That was pretty cool. Tony goes flying and hits a car. People are running everywhere. Picks up Tony and slaps him and steps on him. Throws him through a bus. Targets Tony with the shoulder rocket and blasts him, but Tony starts to fly. Obadiah can fly too. Jarvis lets Tony know that Obadiah can fly. With 50% left, Tony wants to fly to max altitude. Obadiah follows. Government dudes see that the suit is back, and Rhoda's like, we're good. It's just a training exercise. And that's all Colonel Rhodes did. He didn't do anything else. He didn't go and help Pepper. He didn't go. That could have been a phone call, right? That could have been. He could have been out there with Pepper.
Did you mention I did my part?
He mentioned his line when he looked at the suit, and he said, "Next time, baby."
Yeah, next time, baby, but not for him.
Yeah.
He even had the theme song going, the Terminator theme song. Dun, 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 dun. 15.
He had his own move.
Could have been, Dwayne.
He's played good. You got to just be good for a little bit and then pay off.
Tony keeps climbing and is at 13%, 11%, 7% power, and Obadiah starts to freeze. Obadiah catches Tony and says his suit is better in every way. Stark asks how did he solve the icing problem and starts falling out of the sky. Tony is running on backup power. What was the point of all of these percentage things this whole time? Yeah.
Well, he said there's a percentage chance. There's a certain percentage chance that you'll, whatever, crap out or whatever, ice up.
No. So what was happening is
that right before he flies up, he's like, I don't care. Just put it on the screen.
They were talking about the percentage of the power of the arc reactor the whole time. So when it went from 47 to 19.
I think there's a moment in there right before he flies up. He's like, if you fly up to high altitude, there's a percentage that you'll lose
all your power.
All power. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a percentage chance, not a percentage power you lose. I don't know. That's what I got out of it.
I'm still sticking with percentage of power.
Yeah, but sometimes your phone does that, right?
Yeah, you got about 10 minutes left on your phone, and you have 20 minutes left, really?
It's just the other way, though.
Chance that you'll freeze up. Tony didn't freeze up.
Yeah, because he fixed it. Fixed it earlier for intergalactic travel.
He changed the coding or whatever. Yeah.
Tony lands is almost out of power. Obadiah lands behind him and gets Tony in the bear hug. All of Tony's weapons are pretty much offline. Tony uses flares to get released. Stark tells Pepper that they have to overload the reactor. Tony rips out a cable and Obadiah can't use his helmet anymore, which is something you'd think you'd protect, because he pretty much went on the back of him, ripped out a cable, and was like, well, you can't use your helmet no more. Wouldn't you think that'd be like a big part of your big iron suits to protect the stuff inside?
Yeah.
It is integrated. Come on, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh yeah, good. It wasn't a Tony suit, that's why.
Look, this is his first suit too.
It's Mark.
This is Tony's third.
Yeah, it's Mark 1. Yeah.
Yep.
Using basic shit. I mean, he made the shit in the desert with spare parts.
Obadiah says that he finally made his father proud. Machine gun Obadiah starts blasting and destroys the roof above the reactor. Obadiah can't aim for shit without a targeting system and misses 2 rockets on Tony. Tony tells Pepper to hit the button. You fucked up my targeting system.
Such a bad shot.
Fucking stormtrooper aim.
Is it really that hard to shoot that thing? Maybe.
Apparently.
I know. He was pretty off with a lot of those shots, though. I mean, it was like, all right, dude, you obviously never fucking shot a gun before.
I can't say how I'm
did you have some of that whiskey?
Yeah, he's been drinking that. Yeah, man. Who knows? He's probably trashed this entire time.
That's the reason he's doing all this, because he's fucking drunk.
Yeah, that's actually what I saw.
Tony tells Pepper to hit the button. Pepper hits the button. A big electrical charge that went to the sky blasts Tony away, but Obadiah gets a full face of it. Obadiah is knocked out, and him and the suit land on top of it, causing an explosion. Tony is knocked out with his arc reactor flickering, and we fade to black. And that's how they end the fight. I thought it was like a bigger ending to the fight. It was just like, oh,
Yeah.
And you're done.
yeah.
But he falls into the reactor.
Yeah, Obadiah falls into the
Burns up.
reactor and dies like that.
Yeah.
Did they say he died? He died.
He's done.
He died.
Well, yeah, because they have to make up the story about him being dead at the end.
Oh, yeah.
The alibi.
Alibi.
And they're like, oh, he's going on vacation, and you know
Well, planes are.
how bad those maintenance is on those small travel planes.
There's a news conference with Rose stating fake news. Newspaper is calling him Iron Man. This is the first time we get Iron Man mentioned. Coulson hands Stark a statement and doesn't mention anything about Obadiah. The statement calls Iron Man his bodyguard. Pepper thanks Coulson, and we hear Shield for the first time. Tony asks Pepper about the night they danced, and he left her by herself. Because he did.
Shout out, final shout out to Buddy Tony.
Is that it? Is that the death of it right there?
That was the final, like, noteworthy moment for Buddy Tony. Like, we never hear from him again. There's no moments. Memories.
Yeah, this man that you see in Dwayne's photo is
long
a
gone.
memoir.
It's a ghost.
Oh, my.
That was his first death. Spoilers.
Also, his hair. I would like to note this. This is an early note. Not as good in this movie as it was in the rest of the series.
Rest of the series, best hair later on.
His hair got better.
You
So that's a good thing that came out of this. We lost Slutty Tony, but we got clean look. Very smooth looking Tony.
got Family Man
Yeah,
Tony.
Suave
right?
Tony.
Tony.
More attractive Tony. He got more attractive as it went on.
Hotter Tony.
Yeah.
More, yeah.
It's
More
trade-off.
like he's like, marry, fuck, kill. Like we lost fuck Tony, but we got married Tony.
Tony goes to read the statement. Hot reporter asks if the public is supposed to believe that this story is real. He goes to read the card. He tries to read the card and says, fuck it, I am Iron Man. Reporter goes crazy with questions as Iron Man by Black Sabbath starts playing and the credits roll. And
That's all you get.
then credits happen. And then Jarvis has been disabled, and we see Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury for the first time. You think you're only superhero in the world? You become part of a bigger universe. Just don't know yet. I'm here to talk about the Avengers Initiative. And then Disney Plus says it's over.
A lot of tingles.
So many tingles there. Shout out to Tingles.
I mean, it still said tingles. It definitely raised the grade of the movie, that scene, I think. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, it just became something
Nick Fury.
more than a one-off. Yeah, in a big way. In a big way.
And now we have
Okay.
so many things. So many things to grade.
Now, it only took us an hour to get to the moment everybody's been waiting for.
But now you get the whole thing. See, not only did you watch it, but now you have a feeling of
recap.
where everyone else feels about certain scenes. And I don't know how to do formulas anymore.
Oh, you don't know how? I gotta ask my
No,
wife
no,
about that.
I did
She's
I did the formulas for this part. I forgot to do the one for the total.
oh, okay.
Hey, Slunky got a little.
I know. You can't hear.
Let's see.
Say what you want.
What was I gonna say? So now
Okay.
you guys just want to fill these out as we go along, or just like pick certain things.
I couldn't edit it. It was
Yeah.
on view.
It's on view only.
It's on view only.
Share,
I request.
viewer, editor. Get some at the very end.
We don't interrupt
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You had a good flow going. Like, we're not going to interrupt you.
I was like,
Say it. Just say it. And that was Iron Man. That was Robert Downey Jr. Before Iron Man, I know he had his fallout from Hollywood, but I don't know what he was in.
The show Ally McBeal.
Hmm.
And it's on a
Scissorhands? Or is that Johnny Depp?
What was that?
It's Depp.
Edward Scissorhands was Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's Depp.
I-
It was Robert Downey Jr.
I just know he had his coke phase and Hollywood hated him, and then he just brought him back.
There's a big movie that I know I've seen him in, and I can't remember what it is.
Oh, we're talking about before Iron Man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
He was the bad guy in U.S. Marshals. Was it U.S. Marshals or the other one? That was a big one for him. What's the other one? The follow up to that, or is U.S. Marshals the follow up? One where Wesley Snipes is on the run.
Oh, the original one is The Fugitive.
Fugitive. There you go.
That's
He's
the
in one
first.
of those. They're both good.
Was
He
it
was
The
in
Fugitive?
Chaplin. Let's see.
I'm hiding the other scores so I don't get influenced by them.
It was U.S. Marshals.
I added my scores.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
Slunk putting his
Marshals. That's what he was in.
I saw Slunk putting his scores, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna hide all these other ones for myself.
You didn't already do it?
He was in
No.
Gothica. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
His Bang Bang is hilarious. I still can't edit.
Refresh.
Okay.
For the visuals, CGI part of it, there was nothing that took me out of it, but nothing was like, oh my god, that was amazing, you know? Like the action scenes were cool with it, but there was nothing like probably like the suit up scenes was his best part when he was doing his whole Transformers thing.
The famous
Mhm.
computer in his face. Helmet view.
His helmet view.
Selfie helmet view. Could have been worse.
Performance. I think I like everyone except Pepper. She was like whatever. She was just there.
Yeah.
She saved his
She was-
life.
But she was so sassy in her remark.
Yeah.
She
had the
came
whip.
back at him. Yeah, came back at him.
My 9 is the keyboard. No more 9s.
It looks like you are the cat.
And now Lyrium board, you are dead.
You get the on board too, so you don't have to do the buttons anymore.
The
keypad numbers
buttons. The music, there wasn't that much music besides like the AC/DC at the beginning, Black Sabbath at the end, and the random Terminator music.
Well, the guitar riffs that you hear are Tom Morello.
Tom Morello.
So he was in the movie and he like did some of them.
Dun, 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 dun.
There's some good music to me. I think if you do pay attention to that part, it makes him more badass.
That's it.
For sure.
When he's doing
The
Iron Man
music,
things,
the
like
guitar.
the music kicks in.
Yeah, and it's very metal.
Cinematography. It was all right. What's his name? Jon Favreau did okay.
Yeah, his mansion looked cool.
Yeah.
When they did the outside things. Out-
Yeah, the garage. I mean, there was nothing special about it. There was the
Yeah.
zooms.
Extreme close up. I think the other zoom in was they found like the door to Station 16 and they did like a quick zoom into it. Boom.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
I was trying to remember as I was reading it, like, where was this?
Okay, again there.
I did have a blast watching this movie though, for enjoyment.
It's a fun movie.
I had a good time.
Not slow. There aren't too many like parts to drag on. Ain't.
Yes, second. You make up your mind.
No, Dwayne has one more, two more. No, one more.
And
No, two more. Two more.
I'm blocking off your guys' score and the total because I don't want that to influence my score.
Well, at this point, you just need Dwayne to finish. One more. Overall. He's got to think about it.
Nope, I had the copy from what I had saved.
Story.
I'm done.
I'm at 8. Action. I'm going over my numbers. See how I really feel about this. Action fighting sequences. They were all right, but they were again like nothing crazy special about them. Visuals, same thing. I did like everyone's. Like I said, everyone's performance except Pepper. I like Jeff Bridges. Tony. What was the line doing? In a cave.
Oh,
I was
he
looking at
built he built that thing in a desert, in a cave in a desert with scraps.
with a box of scraps.
That was pretty good.
Gave Tony pizza. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's an asshole. How important of a villain was he?
He was an okay villain. Like because you guys mentioned it earlier, how his performance as Obadiah was
better
really
than
good.
the character.
But like he just went in extreme out of nowhere. He's like, you know what, Tony? I'm the one that put the injunction on all your bullshit. he did this. He was monologuing a lot for no reason.
I'm the one. Yeah, I gave the villain poor rating because I wasn't.
All right, well,
Yeah, villain was 2.
That's wow.
There's no weight on the universe. No weight.
But
You-
2.
Honestly,
Well,
I'm not gonna remember this villain
it-
performance after the third movie.
They didn't really explain his history too well,
Yeah,
and I think they could have fleshed out like,
I worked with your father. Like if they had like a flashback thing and had him like
Well,
don't-
does he insinuate that he kills his father?
No.
no. He said something about the atomic bomb. He insinuates that he used his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a really bad dude, but yeah,
like-
he's not like an epic
I wasn't
villain.
felt the weight of anything he did. He tried
Yeah,
to kill
I'm gonna change my name. No, I'm gonna go to 5.
Wow.
All right, you guys want to go through each category and see if we're gonna change our stories or change our numbers?
I'm
Yeah,
sold.
For sure.
Yeah, go through it.
Like story, like I feel like it was really good. Like I had because like Slung said earlier, there was like no slow parts to it, right? It was just all right. This happens now. This happens now. This happens. Okay, and we got to go. We're back to the beginning. All right, now this happens. Now this happens. It was all quick.
Yeah. There was no lull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that story was basic but good. The arc of the character was meaningful.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's some plot holes for sure.
Slut Tony to not slut
What?
Tony.
No.
And some little bit of Fast and Furious ridiculousness, but yeah, yeah, I would say an 8. I'd say 8.
I
I'm
could've got-
like a low 8.
I could probably go lower. I could probably go 7.
low.
You know what? You know what? I go 7.
All right.
Before we move on, though, where did we have Iron Man ranked in the entire list?
Oh yeah.
Real quick.
Let's see. One moment, please.
Oh god.
Let's see. Where you at? That's not it. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. You guys got a vamp. You guys got a vamp.
Vamp. So yeah, so I'm at 9. I don't know if it kind of something I should go a little lower. Just but hear you guys just break down the story like but
Yeah, you were 9. I was like, that wasn't a good. I mean, for me, it wasn't like a good story. Like it's fine. Good story is a good story. You know what I mean?
that
Like,
was still a good story. Got a man who changed for the better and to help humanity.
he helped
We
him do
lost
stuff
Tony.
he
I think
died.
that's a down. I feel like that's a losing point.
Here we are. All right, so we had Iron Man in 8th place out of 28. Okay.
not too bad.
Good. Top percentage there. What is that? 8th? Yeah, top percentage.
Maybe top 10.
Top 10. Okay, back to the list.
Action / fighting sequences. The action was the ambush.
Fighting.
There was no real
Okay.
fighting besides the final scene.
Yeah, no one to fight really except Obadiah.
The fight on the way out when he blasted all those people.
Yep.
When
There's
he's-
the village he had to go
He
save.
saves the town.
Regular
Yep.
dude.
The village, yeah.
Yep. He
There's
has
the
a fight with the fighter jets.
He does have a fight with the fighter jet. Yeah, he had a lot of fights.
A lot of fights, but nothing too like, wow, you know.
Oh, no, yeah, it was cool. Like, look at my tech in that village.
Yeah.
What's the name of that village?
Mhm.
Something with the G.
Julmenia,
Yeah.
something like that.
And I think
They're like, what's happening, Jamamia?
And I think with action fighting sequence, like it goes with, especially with Iron Man, it goes with the CGI. Nothing felt real like out of place. Nothing was like,
CGI was,
It's just
that was it.
it was good, but like nothing felt like, ew, what was that? You know?
Yeah.
There wasn't a time when I was like, why is the Ironmonger so small or so big or moving like that? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's still 7. I'm still sticking to 7.
Yeah, I'm sticking
I'm
to
sticking
7.
with 7.
Performance, we already talked about it. How Pepper Potts is pretty much the worst part of this movie.
Nope.
Oh, I was gonna change mine.
Yeah. I guess I could go up to 9, but nah, 8's good.
Jeff
Yeah,
Bridges
I'm gonna
is
stick to
good.
8.
Jeff Bridges.
I
and,
thought
and
Only because I have to keep my villain score low. I got to keep this low. Ties into it. He did a great job. Those numbers be up a little higher, I think.
Chet says that we got corny villain and Pepper was not good.
I won't say she wasn't good. It's just she wasn't at the
wasn't good.
Obadiah and Tony, you know. Colonel Rhodes is like, who's pretty good, better than Pepper, you know.
By far.
It was great.
when he was drunk uncle on the airplane, you know. Let me tell you something, son, kind of deal. When I put on the suit, I see 1,000 men stand behind me.
I don't want Saki.
I don't want Saki,
Yeah.
man. Music score. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, the Terminator. You know,
I like
like,
all of it. I like all the songs.
I like the guitar music when he was kicking butt.
I'll go up to 8. You guys convinced
Back
me.
in Black, AC/DC, got some Black Sabbath in there.
I'll-
Like the Black Sabbath hit perfect right at the end.
All I wanted was a Pepsi slung. They didn't play that part. They didn't. I just take a point off for for that part of the song.
Yeah. Good mainstream songs, and then I like the music that they would play when he was like. I feel like yes, like in a cartoony world, he could have been kicking more butt from like a farther point of view, like just blowing things up to like some more metal music. But you know, like one can only wish. I mean, I might go down to an 8. You know, but I'm gonna stay there.
And for future, I don't think Iron Man has a theme song. Like this is probably the only one that has like a actual theme song.
I'm trying to remember the 90s cartoon. I can't remember the song.
Iron Man. Going to the villain category, Obadiah,
Yeah, 6.
Ironmonger.
6.
He helped build his company from the ground. Tony come over here just screwing everything up, man. I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill Tony. Wait, whoa. Okay, slow it down.
Definitely turn things up a little fast.
Yeah.
He really wasn't memorable though. Like I didn't care about him. I didn't care whether he won or lost. I had no feelings towards the villain. I wasn't
Dwayne?
moved.
You got me. I'm going out to a 4. He was.
Oh, you got 2 points.
He was okay, but like you said, didn't do anything. Jeff Bridges was amazing, but
Good actor.
but Obadiah was not. Obadiah the villain didn't do anything. Gave Tony Cole
Yeah.
pizza. What a villain.
Great. Yeah. He kept paralyzing people with his little button.
You know what? I mean, all right, that button was pretty cool.
And he had
Yeah, going
and
to
he
go
had
to
He didn't make that. That was Tony Stark. That was a Stark Industries.
Tony
you know,
made that.
yeah.
Didn't get
Tony made
approved.
that.
used
Yeah.
it.
Didn't get
But he
approved.
used
The government said, nah, it's
Tony
too,
was
this is too
yelling.
fucked up.
Yeah, he had his AirPods in, so he was fine. But
Well, he's worse than America. All right. America
Yeah.
decided not to use it.
Little corporate suit baddie. You know, that's all he was. You know, anything worked really.
Did I spell cinematography correct?
All the smart guys did the work for him, and then he just kind of took
probably not.
them around. It's just typical
Close
No.
enough.
Cinematography? Cinematography. Cinema? Cinema.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at a 7. I'm sticking there. It was all right.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
too
it was-
flashy, you know. No crazy upside down
Go
shots
first
and
up,
doing crazy shits. Everything made sense.
Yeah, it's hard like when you do these movies because so much of it is like green screen. You know, a lot of the Marvel movies is that. So I don't know. But yeah, like I said, nothing was too bad or too crazy.
I did appreciate the dogfight because you could tell what was happening. You were like,
Yeah.
what's going on? What's the right side up? Who's chasing who?
It
Yeah.
was a shaky cam like other movies at the time.
Mhm.
So that was good.
Okay, cool.
show
Oh,
that.
let me a good duck fight.
That's the one thing. If they show the action well in a movie, like if we were doing Transformers movies, I'd rate all the fucking cinematography low because I can never tell what the fuck's going on.
You're like, can I go negative numbers?
Like it's cool they look and the bigger they are and all that shit is great, but like what the fuck is happening when they punch each other? It's just like and it's fucking floppy metal and shit.
The
anyway.
sound.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Like your vacuum dying every time somebody.
Enjoyment. You guys are making me realize I didn't like this movie as much as I did. I liked it, but not as much. And that cat showed him later. He's still here.
I guess he's agreeing with you, huh?
The categories.
Yeah, man. I was like, I need a little more from this. This movie was lower than I initially thought I liked it. So it's gonna be interesting.
Oof. Oh, just numbers are going down everywhere. Numbers are going down.
I'm sticking to a 9.
Let's see. Then we got the Marvel Impact. Besides this being the first pretty much MCU movie,
Yeah.
it did
Not a
show
lot here.
it established like his character, established why he does the things he does in the future movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a 10.
The weight.
And it also it drops the thing about Avengers. Like it's basically this is because of you we're doing the Avengers.
I'll go 9.
Yeah. I'm staying at 7 because
Why so low? Like that's
there's two things that come from this movie is that they're gonna make more movies.
We don't as
Yeah,
as you're
not
watching
this,
it, we
there's
don't
no
know
more
that.
movies.
Learn about Iron Man. Great. Like those are the two things that come out of this movie. Nothing else really comes from this movie.
and the Avengers are gonna come from this movie.
They said two things. We're gonna get the Avengers and we're gonna
I
we learn about Iron Man. There's nothing that connects to the story beyond that. I guess that's a big part, but I don't know. That's why I'm just explaining my rate.
What about War Machine?
And even keep the guy I liked. That's another part of it. Like
But that's his fault.
It's his fault. That's not Marvel's fault.
it is his fault. I can't. But, it is what it is. And that War Machine wasn't even like that big of a deal. Like I was really disappointed by Don Cheadle. I did not.
No future spoilers.
That's later talk. Later.
Sorry.
Then
It's not gonna change. My opinion's not gonna change. There's no way. It might.
it might change.
I'm gonna give it.
And then overall, how much did you like this movie? 1 to 10. What do you rate this movie? I gotta go
Solid
down to an
8.
8. I gotta go
I'll
down.
go-
It's so solid 8 for me.
You put me at 7.
I'm sticking the 8.
You want to be a
Yeah,
7?
8.
Better than you thought?
Yeah. It's not as bad as I had come to believe.
Yeah. All right, there's your final scores for the first round.
And then, Slunk, we gotta do this thing.
Total.
Data.
75 or
We're
76.
doing quick math right now.
76 out of 100. I already did it in my head.
What's this?
Maybe
What?
actually probably more. You guys have changed your scores. Never mind. It's probably lower.
Oh,
Junction,
Hold on, we're
junction.
doing math?
What's your function?
He's told her his own
Hooking
math.
uppers and making a sound right. 298 divided by 4.
Math.
Calculator. 298 divided by 4. 74.5.
all right.
That was close.
Yeah.
Evil numbers.
That looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna say I am okay with that rating.
Yeah.
Now, how does that compare to Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh,
74.5. You better stay there, motherfucker.
Iron Man 94
Hmm?
and 94% tomato meter, 91 audience score. So
wow.
different
Wow.
from us.
They should watch it again. Lower the rate.
I like our range of scores though. Dwayne with the lowest at 65 and Percy the highest at 81. Percy really liked this movie.
I did.
Mm.
I did.
Okay.
So how'd you guys like this format? You guys too long, too short? Want to be longer?
I like the grading scale we've come up with.
The numbers?
Yeah.
Numbers. I like numbers. I like that.
Yeah, I like the recap of the movie. It's, you might need to cut it a little shorter, but
Yeah.
recap
Longer.
is good.
More.
It's good. It's fun. It gets my blood boiling,
Uh-huh.
but it could be a little shorter.
So more.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
this.
in my opinion.
Look at this.
Ooh, you did a number. You did
Wow, you.
And then Dino Nugs.
and then
I read this whole thing. I did a book report, all right? I never did that at school, and I'm doing it here.
right?
Yeah, you fought like hell to not do book reports in school, and now you're like voluntarily doing them.
You thought
So
you'd get away.
excited.
I never get away from school.
That was interesting.
That's good stuff, boys.
So, oh wait, we still got one more thing to do for next week. Your next week's homework.
Oh, yeah, what are we on next week?
The Incredible Hulk.
Let's go. Let's go. Underrated. Let's fucking go.
It's Hulk time, boys.
Where is it at on our list?
Oof.
They got
demolished. It's down there.
You guys dumped on Incredible Hulk. I can't believe
Incredible Hulk all the way down.
This is all three of you gentlemen doing this to this.
26?
26 out of 28.
Okay.
Hey, you
All
blame
right.
Edward Norton, all right? Don't blame us.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe my opinion changed. I had Iron Man pretty high. So now my whole thing's in limbo.
This is why we're doing this, boys. This is why.
Yep.
Iron Man was a top 10. It's not going to be top 10 now. Not a 7, 8.
Or the other one's gonna be such bad ratings.
Nah. I don't think so. The movies get better. Like, they're going to get better until you get to Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
The movie,
Just kidding.
I don't think it's going to get that much better until probably Captain America.
I didn't like Captain America.
But you're going to see it with fresh new eyes, Dwayne. You're going to be with your new cinema eyes, you know?
You cinnamonize. Yeah.
True.
And with that ends our reacting and ranks. We've ranked the Nuggies. We reacted to videos. We ranked Iron Man 1. Let's see if it stays at number 1 because it has nothing else to compare it to. And next week we have to do the Incredible Hulk. And what are we going to rank next week? We did Nuggies this week. What do you guys want to do?
I'll do fries.
What, do you want to do food again? You want to do something else? You want to do TV shows? You want to talk about it during the week?
Let's talk about that because I haven't actually thought about that.
Okay.
Buffalo wings.
Eating buffalo wings.
Yeah.
It can be,
Beauty
it
says
can be
buffalo
food
wings.
every week.
Why not? Fucking love food.
How about no, we can't do that. Cereal.
That's food.
Have
Well,
our
we'll talk about it. We'll
content,
talk about
we
it.
don't
We'll
know.
talk about it. We'll discuss it throughout and we'll come up with something. And we'll announce it.
We're gonna rank.
And some
We'll,
posts.
we'll,
There's some
we'll announce
polls.
it. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter, on Twitch, I'm sorry, on Instagram, and that way you can find out and leave your comments. Drop us one.
Yeah,
Add us.
yeah,
Add us.
yeah.
We want you
We
to add us.
are 6 subs away from Mario Party with punishments. Please
Holy
help us
moly.
get there. I want
Feel
to
like
hurt
it's
these
gonna happen.
guys with all my winnings because I'm gonna win. They're gonna get drunk and have stomach pains for at least a day and a half, and I will laugh to myself because it's funny to me. That shit's funny to me. Anything else to say, guys?
Nope.
I am Iron Man. Bye.
I am.